first came here in 2007 and had a couple of days off, and I'd read about this studio called Hotel Tatango and just thought I'd get in touch with them and see if they had a day so I could just go in and mess around. And I just remember walking down the street just going, this is really cool, you know, it's just got a special, unique vibe. It's hard to put your finger on exactly. You know, just the fact you can find a warehouse space in a nice area and build a studio in it has been great. Whereas in New York or London, like, I do love the cities, but I'd have to be selling a ton more records to do that. This is Golden Ratio, my studio in Montreal, in a former underwear warehouse. This is the main room where most of the noise happens. I kind of wanted to make a place that was a bit of a blend between, well, like having the acoustic accuracy of some of the top line studios in the world that I work in a lot, but then a bit more of a feeling like hanging out in a cabin or an apartment or something. Part of what I love about what I do is just different projects require different muscles to flex. Like, I program, I produce, I engineer, I write, I mix. Or my other job title is just studio nerd. I wanted to build a compressor that could do good things with a lot of the types of drum sounds that I was doing. So I'm like big into 808s, I'm into kind of like more natural, like break type top end. So I wound up kind of Frankensteining one together that's got like a full stereo sidechain and frequency conscious sidechain selection. So if you switch that to like about there, then it works really nice on an 808, or if you go about there, then it kind of like the combination of a programmed and a live kit just does nice things. My sound was kind of influenced by, you know, more of the rock stuff that I was into at a younger age, but then I really quickly got captivated by stuff that was coming out on like Warp Records and Moex in England, and you know, DJ Shadow is a nice crossover between that, where it's all sampling and sequencing, but it's kind of got that hip hop kind of rawness, which kind of carried over from the rock world. Mario Caballero Jr. having done the Beastie Boys and Public Enemy were huge for me, Dust Brothers. Having, you know, worked with a whole ton of people and making records, you suddenly go back and realize like the absolute sheer genius that went into like a Public Enemy album. Is the sampling is just phenomenal. When I was traveling with Björk, we wound up having 2 channels of old Neves and a couple of 1176s, and then we had one of these guys, a 430 producer pack. But what I found with the Focusrite stuff was, I originally went, okay, I'm going to go over there because it's just going to be cleaner, but it wound up actually just feeling really solid. At least on Björk's voice, it just sounded amazing. And I actually found that I wasn't having to ride the gain as much as I was on the kind of more character vintage channel strips. I'll normally have a compressor sitting there, so if there's a peak it might pull maybe like 2 dB of compression, but I'm always riding input gains into compressors when I'm recording, and I found for stuff it suddenly didn't need it as much, and her dynamic range is insane. So it's just the fact that, you know, you can capture, I think in her words, like the quiet sounds and the big sounds just as easily was really important. Really what I love about the stuff that I use from Focusrite is it just works. It just lets me get on with it. I can trust it, I can not be worried that it's going to be messing stuff up, and that kind of like gives me a lot more headspace to be creative, basically. I think it's important to realize, like, sounds are already amazing, we almost have to not mess them up, you know, or find interesting ways to shape them. So yeah, the Focusrite stuff doesn't mess up my noises, yeah.